not running Force of Will. He's running Counterspell.
It's true.
So the budget aspect of Merfolk deck would really matter in that matchup. It would be that point where you'd be like, man, I wish I had Force of Will.
This is still game 1. Engineered Explosives at 2.
Okay, so let's recap. We're gonna get life totals here in a sec.
Oh wow, a pointless daze there. And Matt taking 2 damage to be able to immediately blow up the world for 2. And Joe Gebhart losing all of his creatures. Trinket Mage in.
All right, so Matt clawing his way back into this, and it looked like Joe Gebhart has run out of resources this game. He just has days left in his hand. So let's recap the board for those of you listening. Joe, as at 21 life, has 4 islands and a Cavern of Souls in play, just a lone daze in his hand and a stocked graveyard. It looks like a lot of stuff has been killed. Matt with 6 lands in play, a Trinket Mage, and a now Jace the Mind Sculptor. So actually, yeah, that's...
Oh boy.
All right, Matt seeming to have locked up the first game.
I would say, despite the fact that Joe Gebhart has a Cavern of Souls and Matt Hoey has only 1 Dust Bowl to answer it, I think that this is done.
Well, certainly. Is that a Dust Bowl? He does have the Dust Bowl. All right.
Is it already out?
Not out, but it is in the deck.
Yeah, as I said. Yeah.
No, I was just looking at the deck list. That's we don't see Dust Bowl very often, but I do like the card.
Counterspell and Daze in Joe Gebhart's hand. Mishra's Factory. There we go.
All right, right there we go. And a counterspell in Joe's hand. Not going to help against Jace.
End of the turn click.
I think he's going to click himself. That's what I would do.
I think it's going to get countered.
Sure.
Boom.
Okay.
Take it. That's a... Is that a Mirage counterspell?
Not Mirage. I think it's Tempest.
I mean, yeah. Thank you. It is Tempest.
And Batterskull. Yeah, that might. He may have been baiting out the counterspell.
And you can see the vampire germ there. And he leaves the card there. Remember again, this is a double mulligan for Matt. Now, Matt, is he from your area?
Matt Hoey, no, Matt is from, I think he's from the Chicagoland area.
Okay.
All right, so Matt Hoey
we did hear that before. He's from Chicago. I mean, I know I've seen him in plenty of Midwest events.
Yes,
but
definitely.
I wasn't sure if he was from Minneapolis or from Chicago.
I played him in Legacy at the Grand Prix in Indianapolis. He is a seasoned Esper Stoneblade player. We played in the last round of day 1. So both of us were 7-1 at the time.
And you can see over there Ruben Bressler making a brief appearance behind Joe Gebhart. For those of you who are just joining us, I'm Adrian Sullivan with Matthias Hunt. This is the semifinal match between Matt Hoey with Esper Stoneblade and Joe Gebhart with a budget Merfolk list. Matt is up 1-0 after a double mulligan. He recovered off of the strength of cards like Jace the Mind Sculptor, Engineered Explosives, which he Trinket Maged for. And we're going into game 2. Joe Gebhart, looks like his sideboard options for this kind of matchup are 1 Spell Pierce. We've said it before. Just 1 Spell Pierce. He could potentially bring in Pithing Needle, but I don't know how I feel about that. However, Pithing Needle, I mean, it stops the Jace, it stops Engineered Explosives.
It's a little more alive here than it was last time.
Yeah, a little bit more alive.
Matt's deck's a little bit slower, I think, than the one that Gebhart faced last round. Possibly it's a good sign, and he may still want to stay on his own plan, though.
One thing, they've been able to see each other's deck lists. Joe Gebhart knows that there are no sweep cards in Matt's deck except for the Engineered Explosives, which unfortunately for him, with the number of lords he has that cost 2,
yeah,
with
Merfolk especially moving to a more 2-drop based deck, the Engineered Explosives will become better and better against it.
In the sideboard, Matt Hoey has a Terminus, another Engineered Explosives, a Zealous Persecution, which can do a small little touch of work if he gets it at the right moment. Given that there are 2 more games to go here, should Joe win it, I think Matt has the edge here just from a percentage standpoint.
Yeah, I mean this is a decent enough matchup for Matt. He has 2 games to win one. I like Matt to win this.
I'm kind of sad. I was rooting for Joe.
Yeah.
It's not over yet, though. I mean, one of the things, it isn't over until we've shuffled, presented, and played out the game.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, Joe's still got to be really, really psyched about how this has been playing out for him. As you were saying before, all smiles last round. I'm having a great tournament.
Oh, totally. Absolutely.
Right, so, well, in Matt's deck, so when we say Esper Stoneblade, maybe we should clarify a little bit. A lot of time you would expect to see Lingering Souls coming out. He's actually not playing Lingering Souls. The black cards in his deck, it's more of a classical take on the Esper Stoneblade deck. Black is just for Inquisition of Kozilek and Thoughtseize. Otherwise, it is a straight. In the main deck, it's just for that. You'd also then get Perish. Perish, an extra Thoughtseize, Extirpate out of Annihil Spellbomb out of the board, along with a Zealous Persecution. But mostly this is a blue-white deck with just a few black cards in it. He's not on like the Intuition Souls plan.
Matt Hoey, I mean, let's pretend that he has for the sake of argument, let's pretend that he had even a slight disadvantage, which I think that you're arguing pretty effectively that he does not. Even if he had that, he still is, from a purely math perspective, has a strong edge here. And if we just imagine that Joe Gebhart had a 60% chance to win games 2 and 3, which is probably an exaggeration in a long way, that would still put Matt Hoey almost a 2-to-1 favorite for this match.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Joe Gebhart shuffling, Matt Hoey shuffling. I normally don't say this, but I have to say that I'm not rooting for the merfolk in this game, primarily because I want to see this smiling Matt Hoey play against Belcher and see if he can keep smiling.
Sure. I mean, he actually seems fairly well positioned. I think if you're the Belcher player, you're cheering for merfolk to win here.
In this case, this is unusual, but
true.
But
I think this is true. One guy doesn't have Forcible.
I'm actually not sure if Corbin Rudnick would be cheering for either of these players in general, because if he is a very new player, he might not have any idea about how the metagame usually works.
He probably knows that Force of Will and these cards exist. I don't know if he'd be able to place them all in decks without seeing deck lists, but he does see the deck lists. The cool part about Belcher is you really don't have to care about what your opponent's doing. Alright, so we have turn 1 Inquisition of Kozilek from Matt Hoey. Sees a hand of all lands and 2 lords from Joe Gebhart. For melting to 6, Matt's got to be pretty happy with this. I guess there's 2 Mishra's factories in there. He's going to have to deal with those, but fairly not that hard to deal with. He takes the Master of the Pearl Trident.
Goodbye, Master.
Yeah.
And turn 2, Joe, Mishra's factory, says go. Okay, another discard spell. Shows him a Phantasmal Image and the Marrow Reejerey. Take that, Reejerey. Go.
Right,
only
so
one land.
Yeah, only
from
one land. Just the one land, so you may get beaten down. Yeah, that
Coral
Coral Hum Commander.
Coral Hum Commander.
Yeah. If only it were Coral Merfolk.
Yes, yes. I keep saying Coral Merfolk, but I mean Coralhelm Commander.
Commander now down.
Force of
willing
Will.
it. Sure.
Is no Spell Pierce available. Goodbye, Coralhelm
Isn't
Commander.
in his hand. He's just left with Image, which he can actually image a Mishra's Factory if he really wants to.
Another island.
Oh, time to start beating him up with lands, I think.
Activates Mishra's Factory.
No, you don't activate it off of Mishra's Factory. That's no. Pump it with the. Well, unless he's going to image it. He might image it.
Tax for 2.
Sure.
Take 2.
I'm assuming we have Phantasmal Image coming down here then.
I hope so.
I hope
That'd be cool.
Otherwise he missed a point of damage.
Takes 2. There we go. Is it my turn? Is it your turn? What happens if I copy this? I don't know.
Alright.
If you target my Phantasmal Image, which is a Mishra's Factory
Okay,
with a
he's just
Wasteland...
passing the turn. Okay, so Matt, he did miss a damage there for Matt. Then Inquisition coming down from Matt Hoey, going to get the Phantasmal Image. Alright, so now Matt just needs to he needs a Wasteland. And he's got a Jace and a Snapcaster in his hand. And Silvergill Adept is in Joe Gebhart's hand. He can't cast it for 2. He doesn't have a... Oh, he's casting it for 5. Alright. 5 mana Silvergill Adept. Not exactly a Muldrifter, but, you know, actually works in this situation. He draws Ether Vial.
Yeah, just in time.
Matt passes back. That's a pretty soft keep, it's looking like, or it's a keep that's really not working out.
Phantasmal Image on Silvergill Adept? Nope. 6 damage. Here they come.
Alright, Matt's going to drop down to 10.
Phantasmal Image? Oh, he leaves the counterspell open. That's fine with me.
Yeah. Snapcaster Mage coming down. That's going to get counterspelled immediately. I'd counterspell it.
I don't know if I would.
It's just Ambush Vipering?
Yeah, it's just... There's nothing in the graveyard. I'd let it happen.
Sure. Have it take... Yeah, actually, just let it happen. Alright, nope, he's going to counterspell.
He wants the 6 damage.
That's defensible. I'm fine with it.
There's nothing wrong with it. I've got no problem with either path. I think I would let it happen just because, I mean, I've already got a pretty solid clock afterwards.
You mean you want to counter this Stoneforge Mystic?
Yeah, for example.
Yeah.
I mean, I still see the clock there. The typical way that you run the aggro control deck is you don't care about things that don't stop your clock.
Right.
And that Mystic can do it.
This potential Batterskull or potential Jite is going to do it. He's going to grab Jite.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Yeah, Hoey's going to drop to a perilously low life total, but if he can stabilize here, it'll be great.
I believe Joe Gebhart has a Phantasmal Image in hand, which means he can copy the Stoneforge Mystic and get his own Jite. If he sees it. Drops another Mutavault. One, 2. Activate Mutavaults.
Alright.
Apparently might not see it.
Both are factories. Remember,
factories.
They're factories. I know. It is the assumption you'd expect to see Mutavaults here, but they are not. They are Mishra's Factories. He did not have the Mutavaults for today.
In. Makes it 7.
Pumps one. Alright, he catches the pump. That's 7. And Matt Hoey down to 2. Can he pull out of it? He has a land.
Okay, it's just an Aether Vial. There is no image? Okay, I thought there was an image in his hand.
What is he putting in it? Does he have the Batterskull in his hand?
He might already have the Batterskull.
He must have the Batterskull in hand. That's the only thing that makes sense here. Is Joe Gebhart going to attack into the Batterskull?
Let's pretend that the Batterskull happens.
So
it's not enough. It's not enough to survive.
Nope, you can just swing right through it.
Yeah. As long as he just activates all those Mishra's Factories, it's not enough unless unless Matt has something else.
Yeah.
Don't cast anything, Joe. Just activate and go.
Yeah.
It's all the Eggy Eggs. It might be a little scary.
He's gonna activate just 2.
Just 2 doesn't quite do it. That does not quite do it. Oh,
and Matt could not be happier about this. Joe had the chance to win there, but it's not gonna happen.
Boom. That was a big one.
Yep,
that was a big
maybe
one.
Joe realized it now. Yeah, if he activates the third factory, the game's his here. But now I think it's going to be out of reach for him. Pump unblocked one, but that's only going to go to one, and then the batter cell's going to swing back.
Yep, and that'll be it.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, at that point, it's better just to let him be at 2 and cast the Regery.
Sure. I mean, there's this problem too. The GT is coming down. He's hitting for.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
it.
Okay.
Boo, hiss, boo.
All right. So 2 counters on the GT for Matt Hoey. He's at 1 now. He moves from 1 life up to 5. 2 GT counters. Joe with only 2 factories and an adept in play. Joe draws days. That's not going to do anything. Joe actually doesn't really have a way to get Batter Skull off this board. Okay. So. All right. Yeah, contemplating here. He wants to play the Regery. Go ahead and do that. In response, we're probably going to get to see a murdered Silvergill Adept.
And we are trying to quiet down even more at this point, despite the fact that our players are across the room. They can hear us a little bit.
Right, so we'll move mics a little bit closer, be a little bit quieter.
Here we go.
Okay, so we have, in response to the Regery coming down, Matt Hoey's going to destroy to get rid of the Silvergill Adept. GT goes down to 1 counter. Still on the germ token. Joe's hand, Ether Vial Days, no real game in it. This should be over in a couple turns. Swings in with the Batter Skull token, and if there's no block, he's probably going to pump here.
And pretty much right now with Matt, it's all over but the crying for Joe Gebhart. Days.
Okay.
Cracks the fetch land, Flood Strand, finds the land to pay for the Jace. Okay.
All right. So we have another Regery from Gebhart. He's down to 10, so now you have 10 to 10. He's gonna activate both factories, swing in. The Batter Skull token's going to block one of them, and yeah, there's no real out for it. The Germ has vigilance, so Jace will go down to 2, go down to 3. Sorry. And then Joe will scoop it up here. Matt Hoey defeats Joe Gebhart 2-0, moves on to the finals, pulls that one out. Joe gotta still be happy with his run here. In the top 4 Legacy Open, probably, throwing together a deck, he's gotta be really happy about this.